The NFL draft is now less than a month away, so now it's time to really ramp up these positional ranking videos for the Pittsburgh Steelers here. So today, it's offensive tackles. We're going to be breaking down the top OT targets for the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 2024 NFL Draft on today's edition of Steelers Talk. But really, guys, this is just getting started with the draft content, all right? Over the next month or so, we're really going to be going ham on these draft videos, the latest Steelers draft news and rumors, all the guys that are being connected to the Pittsburgh Steelers, in-depth scouting reports on the top draft targets in the Pittsburgh Steelers kind of sites here, positional ranking videos just like this one, weekly mock drafts, and oh yeah, it's all 100% free. So if you want the most in-depth and extensive Steelers draft coverage here on YouTube, 100% free, all you got to do is click that subscribe button right now. So let's start with my number one offensive tackle here in this year's class, and that's Joe Alt from Notre Dame. I have a top 10 grade on him, and guys, he's probably going to be gone by 20, all right? I see there's no way possible that Joe Alt is available for the Steelers at number 20. All right, I just put him on this video because he's my number one guy, and I'm guessing he's probably going to go within the top 10 at some point, probably top 7, honestly. Then we got Fashanu out of Penn State. Now, if he would have came out last year, I think Fashanu would have probably been the number one offensive tackle over Paris Johnson Jr., last year. I have a top 10 grade on him now. Arguably the best pass protector from the left side out of any tackle in this year's class. And he will also likely be gone at number 20. Now, there's some outlets like Pro Football Focus that have Alu kind of ranked a little bit lower because he's not the best run blocker in the world. So I guess there's an outside chance he gets to 20, probably higher than Alt's chance of making it to 20. But at the end of the day, I think that with it being a pass-heavy league, Fashanu's pass-protecting skill set is going to be valuable. Don't expect him to be there at number 20 either. Then we got Troy Fautanu as my number 3 tackle. Now, Fautanu can't play right guard. He's pretty much only a left tackle only. Could kick into guard if needed. I have a top 15 grade on him. He's got long enough arms to play on the outside in the National Football League. I think that he's going to go a lot earlier than people are expecting him. Watch out for him to the Saints at number 14, by the way. But I really don't think the Steelers would necessarily have Fautanu as on their radar because I think they want more of a right tackle. They want to move Broderick Jones over to the left side eventually, and Fautanu is more of just a left tackle as opposed to somebody that can play on the right side. So would you rather? Let me know down there in the comments section. Pick an offensive tackle to play left or right tackle. Let me know down there in the comments section. Do you want to keep Broderick over there on the right side, or do you want to move him back over to the left and then draft a replacement for him on the right side? Type LT if you want to draft a left tackle, or type RT if you want to go get someone on the right. All right, so now let's get into the right tackles here. 4 and 5 are both right tackles. Amarius Mims has unbelievable film and an unbelievable physical profile. When you combine those two, you might have an argument that he's the best offensive tackle in this class, period. However, Mims is somebody with an injury history. He didn't really play all that much in college because he was always hurt, and that scares some people with Amarius Mims. But, I think when you look at a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers, they love their Georgia Bulldogs. They just took Broderick Jones last year in the first round. They traded up for him. And if Amarius Mims is sitting right there for the taking there at number 20, somebody with this kind of pedigree, I absolutely think Mike Tomlin and Omar would pull that trigger. I got a round 1 grade on him. And then I also have a round 1 grade on Taliese Fuaga out of Oregon State, and he is probably the best true run-blocking right tackle in this year's draft. Now, Amarius Mims is also very good in that category, but Fuaga has just another level of nastiness to his run blocking. The reason why Mims is above Fuaga on my list is because Mims mirrors better and has better balance in his pass protecting sets. Fuaga is still a little bit raw in that category. I still think he's a really good player, could go in the top 15 as well. And I think if either Amarius Mims or Taliese Fuaga, the two best right tackles in this year's NFL draft class, are sitting there, I think that's probably going to be the pick, especially if the Steelers don't pick up an offensive tackle in NFL free agency like a David Bakhtiari or a Donovan Smith. All right, if this is a need and you have one of the top guys in the class in your sights, I think that's something that Omar and Mike Tomlin are going to pull the trigger on. So now, I do think that this is a position that's too important to ignore in the early rounds. I don't think you can go offensive tackle in round 3 or 4 or 5 and expect that person to start week 1 or even in year 1. All right, I think offensive tackle is one of those positions where you need to get a really high-end prospect if you want them to start right away in the league, just because there's so many elite edge rushers in this league right now. You have to be able to hold up in pass protection. There's just not a whole lot of guys coming out that can do that. So I really do think offensive tackle needs to be in round 1 or round 2. And still to come on today's show, we still got my numbers 6 through 13 in this year's NFL draft class when it comes to offensive tackles. But before I reveal those to you here in just a second, let's have a word from our sponsor here at Game Time, which is the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater in your area. Baseball is just around the corner here, guys. So if you want to go to PNC Park, if you're living in the Pittsburgh area, now would be a great time to get some opening day tickets for the Pittsburgh Pirates from our friends at Game Time. They got the lowest price guarantee, so you don't have to shop around on like 5 different ticketing apps. We all know how annoying that is and how time-consuming that can be. Game Time has the lowest price guarantee, so you don't have to worry about getting the lowest price. And then also, if you're somebody who likes to get tickets last minute, they have flash deals right before game time, so you can get your tickets at an even lower price the closer you wait to the start of your event. Game Time is the only ticketing app that gives you complete peace of mind with your purchase, which is why it is the fastest growing ticketing app in the United States of America. See the view from your seat before you buy, another great feature on their super easy to use interface on their app, so you know exactly what to expect when you arrive at the arena. Take the guesswork out of buying your tickets today with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS. One word, all caps. It's right down there in the bottom right of your screen for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS. That's one word, all caps, for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Number 6 on my list, I've got the behemoth right tackle out of Alabama, J.C. Latham. I have a late round grade on him. He might slip into the early slots of day 2 and round 2 there, just because he is a bit raw as a pass protector. But man, this guy's a behemoth. He is a nasty run blocker on the right side. And honestly, I'm not completely taking him out of the picture at number 20 for the Pittsburgh Steelers, because he is exactly what they are looking for at that position. Then at number 7, we got Tyler Guyton, another guy with a great profile. Long arms, moves really well, a great frame. There's a reason why Daniel Jeremiah called him one of the big winners of the Senior Bowl before he even hit the field. I mean, he was awful in the one-on-ones, and he's extremely raw. He's going to take a little bit of time, which is why I don't think the Steelers should pursue him. But I have him at number 7 overall because he's got an all-pro ceiling at right tackle, and I think he's going to go probably early on round 2. Then we got Jordan Morgan at number 8, probably true left tackle. Don't really see him moving over to the right side. He's more of a pass-protecting left tackle. Limited ceiling here, but I think he's ready to play on the left side on day 1 in the National Football League. That's going to be extremely valuable. I think he goes late round 1, early round 2. Then we got Blake Fisher out of Notre Dame at number 9. Round 2 for me here. Somebody that's probably only going to be able to play on the right side, but his tape is actually pretty darn clean. I think he could start right away. So if you're the Steelers and you want to go center in round 1, for example, take Jackson Powers-Johnson. If Blake Fisher's there for you in round 2, I would certainly think about pulling that trigger on day 2. Then I got Kieran Ameji. I'm probably just completely butchering that, guys, but he's out of Yale, number 10 offensive tackle on my board. Very similar to Jordan Morgan and Blake Fisher, where maybe the ceiling is a little bit capped, but he's somebody that I would probably trust to play right away. I got a round 2 grade on him as well. Now make sure you guys click that thumbs up icon if you want more draft target videos for different positions. Wide receiver, center, all these different cornerback, all these different positions the Steelers need to address. If you want positional ranking videos for those positions as well, make sure you guys click that thumbs up icon right now. Then number 11, I got Christian Jones out of Texas. I have a round 3 grade on him. Probably a true right tackle here. And he's somebody that I do trust to potentially start right away. Now, I think he's one of those guys where you just don't hand the job over to him. He's going to have to, he's going to have to take his lumps in camp, and he's going to have to earn his stripes in the preseason. But I like the physical profile there. I like his technique. He was the best overall right tackle in the class at the Senior Bowl this year. Did the best in the one-on-ones out of any tackle in Mobile this year. So I really like Christian Jones' skill set, and I'd love for the Steelers to add him if they get the opportunity. Then I got Patrick Paul out of Houston. Another guy that has a really good physical profile, but he's very raw, both as a run blocker and as a pass protector. Patrick Paul has a lot of work before he can even hit the field as a starting tackle in the National Football League. Because of all that work, I have a round 3 grade on him as a pure developmental type tackle. I really don't think the Steelers should bring him on because I think the Steelers need somebody to start right away. And then similarly, Kingsley Suamataia, one of my favorite names in this year's NFL draft class, and he's certainly somebody that I think could be a really good player in this league someday, a really good profile, but he still has a little bit of a ways to go, at least in my opinion. Right now, I have a round 3 grade on Suamataia. Some guys are higher than him because of his physical profile, and I understand that. But personally, I think that he's more of a developmental guy that shouldn't be thrown into the fire right away in his NFL career. Now, who's your guy? Let me know down there in the comment section. Which offensive tackle do you want to see playing in black and gold next year? Let me know down there in the comment section. Is there somebody that I missed on my list? Let me know down there in the comment section how you feel about this position heading into 2024. And that'll be it for today's show, guys. I appreciate all of your support. For more Steelers draft content, just like the stuff that we had today, we got even more of this coming over the next month or so, leading up to the big day in Detroit. And then we're also going to be going live for round 1 of the 2024 NFL draft, where the Steelers will take probably a center or an offensive tackle at number 20. It's going to be a party here on Steelers Talk, so make sure you click that subscribe button right now for the most extensive Steelers draft coverage right here on YouTube.